My name is Vincent Piombo, and today I'm going to show you how to change ownership of your documents within Google Drive. We're doing this for any teachers at Puebla Vista who might be leaving, and we need to just kind of collect your documents, and this is going to be the best way to do it. And so what we're asking everyone to do is to create a new folder. So we right-click within Google Drive or go to New, and then select Folder. You're going to title this folder your full name, and then what site you're at. So we're at Puebla Vista, and we're going to hit Create. So now we can see I have my folder, okay, and I'm going to be placing all folders and documents within here that I would like my administrator to save. So, for instance, I have my environmental science units that I would like to make sure live on. I'm going to move that over there. Okay, and let's just say these test documents I'd also like to have in there. So I just drag them and drop them in there. You can also right-click on stuff and go to right here, Move To, and then I could select Vincent Piombo Puebla Vista. But I find dragging and dropping a lot easier. So I'm going to open that folder up now, this Vincent Piombo Puebla Vista. And one thing to note is if I just change the ownership of the folder, the documents within that folder are not going to automatically be changed. So I'm going to have to go into each and every folder and select each and every document to change ownership of those documents. And it's really not too hard. I'll show you. So for instance, I have a lot of files in my environmental science unit, so I'm going to double click on that one. And you can see I have photos and so another folder within this folder, and I also have these projects. I'm going to go as deep as I can go, so I'm going to go into these photos. So now you can see I'm in Vincent Piombo Puebla Vista, I'm in environmental science units, and then I'm in this last folder that's photos. So what you do is you select the top file, hold down Shift, and select the bottom file. That should select all of the files just like that. From there, you're going to right-click or select the Share button. I like right-clicking and then selecting Share. And then from here, you're going to select Advanced, the bottom right of that box. So from here, okay, we can choose our site administrator to have the access of as owner. So I'm going to invite Helen Roca. So here we go. She should populate and come right up. So there it is. Now, I find that it's really annoying for the site administrator to be notified because each file is going to be notified. So please uncheck this box right here. So it says I'm going to share 7 files with her. I can see that those are the files. And it's showing I'm the owner and I'm going to allow her to edit. Just have her, just share it with her first. And then it's going to say skip sending invitations, sure, hit OK. And now Helen should come up here. Now we need to change Helen, the settings here, so that she can edit. We need to change her to the owner. Okay, so you find that right here. If you don't see these settings over here, it's probably because you didn't select the advanced settings. You won't be able to do this unless you're in those advanced settings that we clicked on earlier. So I'm going to change Helen to owner. It says you've made these changes that you need to save. It shows that I'm now the editor, and Helen is now the owner of those 7 files. Okay, and I'm going to hit Save Changes. I'm going to say if you're transferring ownership, the new owner will be notified. Just select Yes. Okay, and then we're going to select Done once we see that Helen is now the owner. So I'm going to hit Done. So you can see now the owner is automatically changed on each and every file. Okay, it says Helen Roca is the owner, which is great. That's exactly what we need. You'll know that your files are safe if that's the case. So now to go back into my drive, into the environmental science units, I can select on it here, or I can go back and access it from the very front. So I'm going to just select environmental science units, go back a layer. So it's nice. We can see I'm still the owner of all this. I'm going to change Helen to the owner of this folder. This is where those photos were just a minute ago. So see, Helen's the owner of the files, but she's not the owner of the folder. So to do that, it's the same process. We right-click on it, right? And we can hit share, and we can hit advanced, and then we're going to select Helen. And we're going to not notify her, and right here we're just going to leave it at edit. Hit OK. Select OK again. So there we go. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to select on Can Edit, change her to the owner. You made the changes, hit Save Changes. Right, sure, yes. And now we can see Helen Roca is now the owner. I'm the editor. That's how we want it. I'm going to hit OK. Done. And now we can see this file is going to automatically change to Helen Roca. Bam. So Helen is now the owner of this folder and everything inside of it. So now we're just going to do the same process for these documents. I could have done that folder at the same time. You just select the top file within this folder and the bottom one, right click, share, and we're going to go to advanced. We're going to type in Helen Roca. We are going to deselect notify people via email, and we're going to hit OK. We're going to hit OK again. Okay, and now we're going to change Helen to the owner by selecting Can Edit, select as owner, select Save Changes. Are you sure? Yes. And Helen is now the owner. Okay, Helen Roca is owner, Vincent Piombo, Can Edit. We hit done. And we can see that those have now all updated. Helen Roca owns the files. Great. Okay, from there, I'm going to go back to this other folder. And as I'm going back, kind of think of this as an onion. We started with that photos folder here. And you really want to get as deep into these folders as possible. Okay, and select all the files and then work backwards. So we've now finished photos. We've finished all these files within environmental science units. Now I'm going to go back to this main one, Vincent Piombo, Puebla Vista, and I can see I'm still the owner of these folders. We were just in this environmental science folder. I haven't done anything with the test documents yet, so let's get in there. So I still own all of these, right? So I'm going to hold down Shift. I'm going to select all those files. I'm going to right click, go to Share, click on Advanced, bottom right of this box. Okay, I'm going to invite Helen Roca. I'm going to deselect Notify People via email. I'm going to hit OK. Going to hit OK again. Okay, and now can change Helen to be the owner. So I'm going to say is owner. Now, if you've already shared these files with Helen, just because you guys were working on them together, you should be able to just find this in the share settings. She'll already be up here in the advanced share settings. So I'm going to change her to owner, hit Save Changes. Are you sure? Yes. And Helen's now the owner. Let's see these change. There it goes. Now I'm going to go back into the Vincent Piombo Puebla Vista. And you can still see these folders, although Helen owns all the files within both these folders, she doesn't actually own the folder itself. And you really want to make sure she's the owner of those folders. That's going to make a big difference. So we're going to go like that, highlight them, right click, share, advanced. We're going to type in Helen again. This time, I'm going to uncheck that. Okay, hit OK, hit OK again. Okay, we're going to change her to the owner. And hit Save Changes. And then hit Yes. Okay, so now if I go back to my drive, okay, the last thing we need to do is just share that last folder with your name on it, and you're going to share it. Oh, let's make sure we're in the advanced settings. And this one, I'm going to allow Helen to get a notification and is the owner, just like we did before. Select yes, and now Helen Roca is the owner. So I do want to note, you'll want to go back now and go through your files once more. So I'm going to select Vince Puebla Vista, and we should just check that the owner is Helen Roca on every single folder, every single file, and we're good. So like I was saying, this is like your onion. You want to see how far you can get, and really see that all of your files and folders are owned by the correct person. And so yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you change the ownership of your files. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me, and I'll help you out. All right, I'll talk to you later, guys.